Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BSL 20 Hasuleague Swiss Round 4. Upper left-hand corner, we have Meyara. Starting as the Midnight Blue Zerg. Upper right-hand corner, we have MetodMan. Starting as... I'm not sure if it's Metod or a Metod, or I should just say Method, but I'm going to go to MetodMan. Starting as the Gray Protoss. Really want to say MethodMan. This is going to be on Deja Vu. PVZ. Meyara, up to this stage, has had a decent amount of success going for a flood of Zerglings and then transitioning into heavy macro. MetodMan, I will admit, I can't remember what his play has been up to this stage. I think a lot of the replays have not made it into my hands. We'll see. 4-player map, potential macro option. Pylon down, and it looks like Meyara is going to scout bottom left initially. On Deja Vu overall, I would love to see what the overall score is, like PVZ on this map. I have to imagine that it's not too shabby. The big hard part is for Protoss worrying about Hydra busts in the mid game, and Zerg having the option to either just stage units to the north and assault either location and provide threat, and basically Protoss has to just kind of sit and dedicate units one direction or the other and not get killed. So I wouldn't be shocked if Zerg actually has a notable percentage lead on this map. Overpool, by the way, here for Meyara. MetodMan initially got his probe in, I think without being spotted, but it looks like he's going to dedicate the scout regardless, trying to chase down this drone. The drone opting to make its way out. Interestingly enough, yes, he was originally chasing that drone. The drone looks like it's making its way over to scout instead. Not a lot of larva left, so it's very... And we'll see if... actually, never mind. That's enough for the third larva to spawn in time. But MetodMan really wanting to be in position... Wow, made his way a couple... Okay, they're able to get the blockade. Last second, I was about to say, he spent a lot of energy making his way across to potentially stop this drone for building that natural expansion. Is able to get a drone kill as well. That's huge early. 6 Zerglings produced. The probe a little bit light on health, but a second drone making its way down to try to grab that natural expansion. Larva in the early game getting... Every larva counts in the early stages of this match, and it's absolutely enormous. And that I wonder if that, even that, might balance Meyara to thinking about an early game bust more than otherwise. In the meantime, 2 cannons dropped for MetodMan. Upon seeing the 6 Zerglings, going to play absolutely safe, dropping the Nexus as well. We do have a 3rd drone already in position to grab that 9 o'clock expansion. The Zerglings making their way out on the field. No additional probe out on the map as of yet for MetodMan. He needs to make sure he gets it out there and potentially into the darkness away from these Zerglings. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be close to the Zergling spot. Wow, got just underneath those Zerglings. And the Zerglings are, if they shoot the gap, I think 1 might be able to make it through, but it'd be heavily damaged. And I don't believe that would be worth it. Overlord making its way back across. MetodMan looks like he's going to ignore hunting for that 3rd, and instead wants to make his way into the main to probably confirm whether it's layer timing or not. Never mind, he's making his way back up to the 9th. One advantage of this is the hatchery does not have great vision before it spawns, so you can spot it before it spots you. Meyara drawing back. None the wiser, still has these Zerglings fanning out to the forward position. No Zealots, by the way, notably, on the front, because of that 2 cannon investment. Probe has made its way in. The Zerglings, now recognizing that they've been negligent in their job, going to cycle the way back towards the main. And interestingly enough, going to tech to layer at the natural expansion, so trying to hide the fact, so trying to sell the idea, are the Zerglings going to get here in time? The Zerglings are not here in time to deny spotting at the layer. So interesting play there from Meyara. He wanted to get the Zerglings back, push the probe into the main, to make it look a little bit more likely like he was going to go for a Hydralisk bust. And instead, we know, going for that layer, and at this stage, MetodMan should know. And wow, able to weave around those Zerglings pretty successfully. Well, I was going to say he might be able to make its way out if he did the mineral boost trick, but instead it looks like he is going to get pinned in, so Zerglings finally getting a kill. A Zealot's making his way out to the 9 o'clock. The Zerglings are way out of position to deal with this, so Meyara is just going to have to draw that drone away. Did Larva take a hit? What took a hit there? Actually, cancel. Sorry, looks like that Larva took a little bit of a hit. The Zealot just going to stand behind to create some havoc. Another Zealot out on the map. Meyara wisely keeping 4 Zerglings to the backfield, but this is forcing additional Zerglings out in the field. And nice play here from MetodMan. Heads up, he's recognizing that, hey, you got Zerglings in a situation where they're not in a superior position, so let me just make my way that direction. And getting pretty good trade. He's already got 2 kills. And this Zealot going to be able to march his way in the main as well to spot the Spire. And he might be able to get a drone kill or 2. So Zealot wiped out there. Looks like he got a decent amount of Zergling kills at that location. The drone's trying to pile away. Decent drill, wiping it out. In the meantime, second assimilator has been dropped, so either we're seeing a lot of High Templar or potentially a Dark Templar investment, +1 weapons, and a Stargate. I don't think we're going to see double Stargate in the midst of this. And also, Meyara's drawn all of his Overlords back towards the main. Hasn't dropped that 4th hatchery yet, as of yet. A little bit early for that, but I don't think we're going to see a Overlord kill based on the current positioning. Citadel of Adun dropped. I don't think this is for quick +1 weapons because the gateway count very, very light. For whatever reason, this probe is attacking this forge. Just has a vicious, vicious grudge against the forge and everything that happens there. Maybe his job, maybe being automated AI himself, his job was taken over by another AI, and now he is bitter. Scourge being produced, Overlord taking a spot of damage. I don't think this Overlord's either this Corsair will get this Overlord and then die, or the Overlord doesn't die in the midst of this. That's the 2 scenarios, because yeah, there's the Scourge. I think, yeah, second Corsair is alongside. Should make it back. It's going to be close, though. We do have cannons alongside. This could be a problem, actually. Why? This probe is... Wondering if he... Okay, finally drawn off, but man... Wonder if he was paid off by the Zerg. He's like, here's some minerals. Enjoy. Interestingly enough, we are seeing Zealot leg speed. A defensive cannon is at the main. But... Okay, there's the Templar Archives. That's interesting. Only 2 gateways built. We don't have a large amount of Zealots here in the mid-game. And a little bit of a later Templar Archives. So the Zealots will be fast. They might be able to pose a bit of a distraction, but they're going to have to do a lot of fielding to get the Dark Templar positioning, if they can get them positioning. In the meantime, Natural Expansion has a pretty solid SimCity. Overlords are swarming overhead. A lot of Scourge at the Natural as well. 9 o'clock base. Evolution chamber there, and a pretty decent SimCity and a handful of Hydralisks there sunken along that back line to provide a little bit of additional offense. I guess defense, technically. Zerglings spreading out to make sure that nothing has slipped through the lines. And the Corsair, now that they are 5 in number and have +1 weapons, starting to make their way out on the map. Few Zealots fielding in, but yeah, this will be interesting. It's going to be, it looks like a 6, maybe... Yeah, 6 Zealots are going to probably wander out here, try to create some havoc, maybe open something up for the Dark Templar. I don't think this is going to be successful at any of these attack locations, unfortunately, and I don't know that this is going to be a sufficient assault force to make anything happen. Was able to clear that 1 Zergling out in the front. That poor Zergling didn't know what hit him. But Corsair making their way out with the Zealots. Dark Templar in tow, another Corsair produced. So we got 6 Corsair in the air. 2 Overlords. This Overlord speed is just about to finish, so it should be able to draw back. But Meyara looks like he's ready for it. He's got all sorts of Hydralisks surrounding that sunken colony here at the 9 o'clock. So might be able to get some damage done. Yeah, might be able to trail around and get some damage done on 1 Overlord, but I don't know that he's going to get much more than that. Although, if Meyara draws units out like this, that could be bad news. Hydralisks are storming towards the front. And that is unfortunate, because now the Dark Templar are going to be able to slide underneath. Oh man, one of them got picked off. That Overlord's still active. It's going to be close, actually. So 1 Overlord down, 2nd Overlord wiped out. It looks like the Dark Templar has pocketed itself in the corner. A couple additional Overlord along that edge. And as that was happening, cannons collapsing on the front and not a lot of troops left. I believe a High Templar was picked off in the midst of this. There was no Psy Storm. I think Meyara recognizing that with all those troops on the forward field, there wasn't a lot defending the Natural Expansion. Very decisive move here. And Probe's now having to defend themselves. Meyara a little bit light on the troop count, but it might be able to finish this right here. More Hydralisks barreling their way forward. And yeah, it doesn't look like MetodMan has a sufficient assault force to deal with anything. He's trying to keep those Corsair active, but there were enough Scourge to clear up what was left of that assault force. And Meyara now just has to focus fire Zealots, and that natural expansion completely open. There's GG. Good situational awareness there from Meyara. I want to go ahead and do a rewind because there were kind of two battles happening simultaneously. So as all this was happening at the front, take a look at the battle that was happening for Meyara on his side. Yeah, there's 2 Eye Templar with no storm here and 3 cannons. That's the entirety of this defense. And it looks like Meyara, recognizing and to concentrate on the field otherwise, just walked these Hydralisks in. And yeah, that was just going to clear everything out there. And the Corsair, you can see just kind of... It almost feels like a piece of paper being slapped against his Zerg opponent's face right here, where it's like annoying and distracting, but not accomplishing all. It looks like the DT was able to make its way into the 9 o'clock location and score some kills. So a small victory right there, but simply insufficient overall. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll move on to game 2. Thanks for listening.